The man held out his hand. Skin burns immediately. This is the Earth of the Sun. A rare solar flare eruption destroyed the entire atmosphere. Strong ultraviolet radiation, so that the water on the ground is dried. The city is covered with desert. People want to go out. You must wear thick protective clothing. Such a harsh environment, which led to the great extinction of mankind. Finch was one of the few survivors. He has a robot dog. Walk into a building. This is an abandoned supermarket. All places, they've been ransacked. Fortunately, he found a box of dog food. His dog doesn't have to starve today. Suddenly there was a loud noise. It turned out that the roof had collapsed. There are no zombies on the earth in the future. No virus. Some are just hungry. And the man-eating monster. Scraping finished. Finch drew a circle on the wall. Then drive away. The map is densely marked. He is going to the next city. Because here, the inventory has been completed. At this time, alarm sounds. Finch looked up. A devastating sandstorm is just around the corner. He backed up quickly. Turn about. Fortunately, before the sandstorm came, he hid in the building. Here it is. It's the technology company where he used to work. Fortunately, there are enough supplies here. Finch survived so long. He is cleaning his protective clothing, but long-term solar radiation. This made him terminally ill. Go down the stairs. This is Finch's warm home. He has a dog. This is his only partner. He would rather drink water himself. Feed the dog. 2. He fetched some books. Scanned them all into data, because he wants to build an intelligent robot, so that after his death, take care of the dog for yourself. Finch has studied this for many years. He took all the data. Chip transmitted into the robot. Last, just install the eyes. Then connect the power supply. Operation instruction. Finch started the first test. The robot also made a weak response, so Finch adjusted the data again. The robot actually started a conversation. Finch defined 4 instructions for him. The most important one is, protect the dog unconditionally. At this time, the building suddenly lost power. Finch climbs to the roof to check the electric box, but a violent lightning storm was found. Coming soon. According to robot analysis, this is a huge storm. It will sweep here in one day, and lasted for more than 40 days. And this building is already crumbling. Their supplies won't last that long. Want to live? They must leave here. After analysis, Finch decided, go to San Francisco now. But the robot said, now disconnect the power. Only 72% of the data will be transmitted. But Finch can't control so much. Then he began to teach robots to walk. The robot imitates his appearance. Clumsily took the first step. Next step. During Finch's packing time, the robot soon learned to trot. That's it. Finch has 2 robots and a dog. Take a modified RV. Opened their escape path. The man poured out the corn kernels. It just popped popcorn, because this is the Earth of the future. The surface temperature is as high as 70 degrees. The surrounding area is covered with yellow sand. Not even a blade of grass grows. Finch with his robot search everywhere for supplies. They came to a building. The gate here is locked. It seems that it has not been plundered. Finch tried his best, but couldn't open the door. But the robot raised its hand a little. Here, the robot saw itself in the mirror for the first time. They only found corn kernels. A tornado is coming soon. Finch immediately returned to the RV with the robot. Get out of here quickly. But he knows they can't run away from tornadoes. So Finch stopped. Take out the spike and winch. Want to reinforce the RV on the ground. Escape the storm. But annual solar radiation already exhausted Finch's strength. At this time, robots come in handy again. He asked Finch to return to the car, but he stayed outside to smash steel nails. Finch, get back in the car. Pull up the protective window. The robot also quickly fixed the rope. Get on the bus quickly. When a severe storm comes, immediately lifted 3 long nails. Fortunately, there is a steel nail, firmly fixed to the ground. Only then can they get away with it. A violent storm directly tear one of their tires. What about this? They don't have a jack. The tire cannot be changed at all. Finch was desperate, but when he looked back, the robot actually lifted the RV. Finch changed the tire smoothly. He just found out robots have become his important partners. It's time to give him a name.
¿Qué te parece, Jack?
No, Jack es grúa en inglés.
The robot has chosen for a long time, from Napoleon to Shakespeare. Finally, I racked my brains. Choose Jeff as your name. The next morning, Jeff quarreled with the dog. Finch was very angry when he was awakened. Jeff said, he is teaching the dog to talk, so we can take better care of it. Finch told him not to bother. Dogs can't talk to people. Then they set out on the road to San Francisco, and a long journey make Finch unwell. He had to stop by the hut on the side of the road. Go inside and hide your pain. He coughed endlessly. He even coughed up blood. It seems that time is running out. At this time, there was a noise outside. It turned out that Jeff couldn't bear to be curious. He even started driving. As a result, January's foot accelerator hit the abandoned car. He was angry when he saw Finch, so he reversed the car, but it hit the wall again. Finch was enraged. He held out his hand. Let the strong ultraviolet rays burn his skin. He told Jeff excitedly, the meaning of your existence. Just take care of this dog. Jeff is like a child who has done wrong, depressed and lowered his head. When they start again, Finch also realized, I just said something very serious, so he took the initiative to talk to Jeff. But Jeff turned around. ground. This robot is like a man, with joy, anger, sorrow, and happiness. To comfort him, Finch decided to teach him how to drive. In this way, I can relax myself. Jeff will be able to drive smoothly soon. He kept praising himself as a perfect driver. Finch looked at the robot with emotion. I also feel a little relieved. The next morning, Finch has a fever. Jeff took on the responsibility of taking care of him. While driving, take them to another city. He glanced at Finch sleeping, just like him. Take the robot dog to search for supplies. He came to a house. It's a mess here. And Finch woke up. I found them missing. Wear protective clothing immediately. Look for them in the building. Jeff read what Finch had taught him. Keep searching. I also put on a coat for myself. On the other side, the robot dog found a box of biscuits, but he doesn't know. This is a trap set by mankind. When Finch found it, it has turned into a pile of scrap iron. He can only turn off the power supply of the robot dog painfully. Then find Jeff immediately. 1-foot accelerator. Take him out of here, because Finch knows it's too dangerous there. Traps set by human beings are everywhere. When he drove to the safe area, let Jeff drive, because he needs a rest so much. When he wakes up, it's already midnight. Finch suddenly found out there was a car behind me. Follow them. Don't look. This is a pile of scrap iron. In fact, he is an intelligent robot, but he was often scolded by his master. Like a child, I have my joys and sorrows. His name is Jeff. As usual, he drives a vehicle. Take the owner to escape from the danger zone. When Master Finch wakes up, it's already midnight, but he found out there is a car behind them. Finch immediately asked Jeff to turn off the lights. Press the accelerator to the bottom. Want to get rid of the car behind. Suddenly, Finch slammed the steering wheel. Come to a fork in the road. Let Jeff drive the car directly into the tunnel. But Jeff stopped because he calculated the height of their modified RV. It's impossible to cross the bridge. But frantic Finch, I can't care so much. Directly press and hold the accelerator with your hand. Rushed the car in. However, the car got stuck. Jeff had to get off the bus. Push the RV into the hole by hand. Only in this way can we evade the other side's tracking. But they also lost important supplies. Finch was depressed. He feels that he is now too old and too weak. I may not get to San Francisco. But Jeff comforted him. We can't give up. But Finch was furious. Jeff is like a child again, standing there at a loss. The second day, they continue to drive. Go to San Francisco. Suddenly, a butterfly hit the glass. Jeff immediately stepped on the brake. Call Finch. Finch saw this. Awake too. This area hasn't so strong ultraviolet rays. He reached out and tried. Sure enough, he stepped out of the car, greedily enjoying the sunshine. Breathe this long-lost atmosphere. Finch changed into a suit, and his friends enjoy this rare leisure together. Finch talked about the reason why he came to San Francisco. When he was 15, I received a postcard from my father. I hope to meet him at the Golden Gate Bridge. So Finch wants to. Let's see what my father said about the magnificent buildings. Jeff stood up excited.
Entonces vámonos ya, Finch. Debemos partir. Si nos vamos en este momento, tardaremos 18 horas 33 minutos.
But Finch said, I'm dying myself. He knows very well. Own body. Not enough to support his arrival in San Francisco. He hoped, in my limited time, teach Jeff how to accompany his dog. Suddenly, Finch began to spit blood. Jeff wants to help him back to the RV for rest, but he broke away.
Dame la mano.
Wait till midnight. The dog's wail came from the car. Jeff, yes, Finch is dead. He wrapped up Finch's body. Cremation was carried out in situ. Wait for the day to break. Jeff, fill up the car, then feed the dog. Then he continued on his journey. As Finch expected, their feelings grew stronger day by day. One person and one dog finally arrived in San Francisco. Came to the Golden Gate Bridge on the postcard. Jeff, by the bridge. A monument was erected to Finch. He will take the dog with him. At the end of this doomsday, we live together.